You're right, David Cook, the Franco Painting and Wallpaper. Yes, I am doing this in my car. It was a red light, it was construction, now we're driving. So I'm not looking at the camera, I'm looking at when I'm driving as we're doing this, but we just did 2 estimates this morning for cabinets, and we gave the price, and we knew it was gonna be higher because we tell people it's gonna be higher. And when the question came up, well, you're about 25% higher than the other 2 bids that we have. I said, well, that's expected. We're using different products and our process is a little bit different. And so they were able to show me one of the estimates, and the same 2 houses, same company we were competing against. Love competition, it makes us better as a company. But it was kind of interesting. The estimate they had, the paint that they were using was just regular trim paint that you would use to paint any kind of semi-gloss. And that window is probably really loud. So we use lacquer, and we use a hybrid waterborne lacquer. So that is a big difference cost-wise. Material alone, it's probably $200 difference just in paint. And the other difference was they don't sand anything. So they had on there, they clean them, and then they just paint right over it. So the cleaner that was being used is like liquid sandpaper or Will Bond. That's what they had on there that they're using to prep the cabinets. So they're kind of counting on a chemical adhesion between the primer and the oak doors that are being painted. Whereas when we're doing our process, we're cleaning, but we're also sanding. So depending on the amount of dirt, we can go 2 different ways. We have automotive pads. The red and green, it looks just like the stuff you're cleaning clean dishes with when they're really scrubbed. So that adhesive. So we use those probably 85% of the time, and we use degreasing is actually Dawn dish soap. And so they have an industrial Dawn dish soap, which blows me away. But that's kind of what they're using when there's oil spills that they clean all the beaches with. So I figure if it's good enough for a duck and if it's good enough for a beach, I'm sure it can clean a kitchen cabinet. Everybody at Cutting Edge Painting in Algonquin showed us that tip. So we're just spraying the cabinets down with Dawn dish soap. We're taking these scuff pads, and it's cleaning all the crap off of there, but it's also sanding, so we're getting a wet sand out of this. And those pads, we can get probably about 2 doors out of those. After that 2 doors, they go into a bucket and they kind of let them soak to let all of the grease and all that stuff get out of them. We don't get a ton of use out of them per se, but they work really, really well. They don't leave a lot of deep scratches. They just clean and they scuff. And so the scuffing actually creates what we call tooth. Tooth is best visual explanation I can give of that is your kitchen counters are very, very smooth, very, very flat, almost like a ceramic tile, but they're smooth and flat. If you spill something on there, it wipes off really easy. A wet rag and it's clean. If you if you drop that same material, if it's say milk, if it's paint, on an asphalt driveway, good luck getting all that paint off there because it's so porous. It's got those nooks and crannies, it's got all that stuff that it sinks into. Same thing we're doing the cabinets, except now we're on that microscopic level. We're scuff sanding those doors, and we're getting rid of the gloss that's on there, and we're also creating a way that the bonding primer we are using has something that it can sink its teeth into and create tooth to bite into the surface. And then the bonding primer we're using is called Sticks. We've talked about it a couple times before, but that Sticks primer, it's a bonding primer. It sticks to everything. It's made for ceramic tile. So if it'll stick to ceramic tile, it's going to stick to your oak door, especially after we've cleaned them and sanded them. So that's our process. That's why we know it's a little bit more. It's an extra step. It takes a little bit longer because we're getting everything off there that we know we can get. But that's why we can give a lifetime warranty on our work. We know that your paint is never going to peel for those cabinet doors. You can get chips, which we've talked about before. Chips are definitely different than peeling. A chip is when an impact has happened to the wood, creating an indentation. That indentation creates the paint to chip away because it no longer has anything to bond to because of the indentation. It's usually concave, And when that paint goes in there, it's not like fabric. It can't stretch. It's solid. It's hard. So when it creates that indentation, the paint pops off. So just quick video this morning on the importance of scuff sanding surfaces, cabinets, before we're painting, because you want that bonding primer to stick to it. And then bonding primer, since I've said it, bonding primer and primer, they're all not the same, created equally, so they're not all the same. So the bonding primer we're using, again, sticks. It's made for hard surfaces, ceramic, glass. There's other primers. Cover stain we've used, it's an oil-based primer, but it'll stick, but it's not a bonding primer. And then Bin is another good primer. Again, it'll block out stains, it blocks out everything, but at the end of the day, it's technically not a bonding primer. It's not meant to bond to surfaces. It's meant to block all those chemicals, water stains like kills. It's meant to get rid of all that stuff. It's not meant to sit there and stick to it, because if it's not done correctly, if you're not power sanding the right way, clean the right way, the shellac primers and those other primers, they'll peel right off if it's done wrong. So there's our educational moment for the day, based off the question we received twice this morning, and it's only 11 o'clock here in Chicago. Huntley. So there's our education moment of the day. If you've got questions on painting your cabinets, what products to use, why we use them, give us a call, shoot us a text, reply to the YouTube. We'll get to you as soon as we can. Hope you have a great day. It's 75 here today. It's beautiful. Next week 30, but it's Chicago. We're used to it, Midwest. Again, hope you have a great day. God bless. Talk to you guys soon.